Hello everybody, welcome to a chat from the engineering desk. What I've got set up here for you today is a little bit of an example of PC board soldering. We've got some through-hole mounted components set up here in the board, some quarter watt resistors. Now what we're going to do is solder them together. You're going to watch me solder them. I'm going to explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and you're going to see the results. So let's get started. Soldering iron ready. Got the tip clean. And here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'll put some solder onto the tip of the iron. I'm applying it to the joint. And I'm flowing it into the joint, counting for about 2 seconds, and then removing the heat. So here we go. Here's the next one. Let's do the other side. Try not to keep my fingers in shot here. So once the joint is hot, feed in the solder. I've got the smoke extraction running. That's what this noise is all about. It's a good idea to solder with extraction. Next one. So that one. So see, I'm keeping the iron on the joint after I've finished flowing the solder. This is a through-hole plated board, it's double-sided, so you need to keep heat on the joint to flow the solder all the way through the board to the top layer. So what I'll do is I'll flow the solder in 1001, 1002. That's normally a good way to measure the time for the flowing of the solder. 1001, 1002. Soldering iron away. Now that's a pretty good looking result. Let's turn the board around and see what we did. Alrighty. I think you're in focus there. And there we have it. With my pointer. So there's our resistors that we soldered. See how nice and shiny it is on the tops of the legs. That's what you want your solder joints to look like. That's a good solder joint. What it means is that you're not going to get fractures of the through-hole plating in between layers. You're not going to have a failure of the pad on the top layer. And it means that you're also not going to possibly have failure of your joint at the bottom layer. You know that you've ensured good solder flow through the entire joint. It looks neat and it's going to be reliable, which is important. Also remember that I've soldered this. My name is on that soldering, okay? Somebody else looks at this and they wonder who it was. It was Duncan who soldered that. He takes pride in his work. He puts out work that lasts forever. It's got to be a motto when you're doing work. So anyhow, I hope this little lesson, short but brief, in PC board soldering was good. It follows on from yesterday's lesson where I soldered 2 wires together. Hopefully it was useful. The soldering iron tip I use is a fine one, and the remaining thing to discuss would be the temperature. Got the iron set to 380-400 degrees Celsius. That's the temperature that we're soldering at here. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was informative, you learned something from it. You're learning soldering or you want to improve your soldering, this was good for you. And I'll see you for the next video. Thanks. Cheers.